Welcome again to another CheapWineFinder.com podcast for a wine we wrote up on the CheapWineFinder.com website. This is Domain Dave, as always. And today we have a wine cheapie. $6.99. It's from Trader Joe's. It's one of their import wines. It's been one of their import wines for several years now. It is the Epicuro Primitivo 2021. It is from Puglia, which is the heel of the boot in Italy. It is where all the value price, well, now there's actually value price wines throughout Italy. They love their wine in Italy, so it comes in all prices. But Puglia is known for value. And there's over 100, and this is an IGT wine, which is the level below DOC, which is the level below DOCG. In Italy, they have classifications and they have wine boards who keep track of everything. And IGP means that they had lessened rules and regulation, but it is of the region. It does taste like it is, but just not as many rules. And there's well over 100 IGP growing regions in Puglia. And I think this is from a winery Remac, I think it's called. They have 10 different wine brands, and they have wines from all over, including Sicily. They're a legitimate third-generation winery who've been there quite some time. This is not a pretend brand. Sometimes Trader Joe's wines are not... they have a name just for Trader Joe's. No, this is a wine that you can actually buy other places. What else is there? Primitivo. Primitivo is Zinfandel. They're the same grape. Genetically, because they did DNA testing on all of these things, there's no difference. The major difference is they're grown a couple thousand miles away. More than a couple thousand, but still. And the difference is where they're grown. One's on southeastern Italy in the Mediterranean, and Zinfandel's in California. And here's the weird thing about Zinfandel: the bunches of grapes don't all ripen at the same time. They can have grapes on the bunch that are too ripe; they've gone past ripe, and they can have grapes that aren't ripe enough. I mean, there could be anything there, and Primitivo. They ripen all at the same time. So that's like one of the major differences, because they don't taste the same. And this weird bunches of grapes for Zinfandel means it's spicy and juicy and weird sometimes. And, and plus you get more old vine. They don't do old vine Primitivo that often. There's different reasons for Zinfandel being old wine, and we're not talking about them. We're talking about Primitivo. At the moment, we'll go into that next time we do a Zinfandel. So this is Italian Zinfandel or Primitivo, and actually it comes from Croatia originally, which was one of the Roman Empire. So all these wines go back to the Romans at some point. So we have a less spicy, less wild and woolly Zinfandel for the value wines of Italy. I'm going to take a sip. It's full flavored for a $6.99 wine. There was a time when you expect it to be a little bit light. There'd be something wrong with it. This has body to it. It has chewy tannins, which is interesting. Tannins are good. I mean, tannins are like hops in beer and the bitterness of coffee. When you first have them, you go, oh, and then after a while, you look for them. It's got chewy tannins, so it gives it some nice texture. It's got really good fruit. It's got black cherry, it's got blackberries, it's got raspberries, it's got plums, it's got black pepper, it's got a little bit of spice, not too much, softer spice. Maybe has some tart cranberry going on, but it's just dark and brooding, but it's got full flavor. And the acidity is really kind of nice. It allows the flavors to kind of flow. $6.99. And not only did they have to make it in Italy, they had to ship it to the United States and then get it, well, to me in Illinois, in the middle of the country. How they do it for $6.99, I never know. Go take another sip. This is the kind of wine in Italy the families who drink wine with the lunch and dinner would have. This is it. This is not dumbed down for Americans. Nothing. So this is a nice wine. I mean, it's got structure. It's got good flavor. It'll if you want to pair it with things, like you're making a meal. Like this is a little bit on the heavier side. I wouldn't do white pasta, but red pasta would be just fine. A good pizza would be great. You know, if you want to do what the Italians do, by all means, you can, and they would too. They when they cook a meal, they serve themselves $5, $6, $7 wines. You know, if you're making $25 a bottle and you're having a couple of glasses for lunch and dinner, pretty soon your wine bill for the month is the same as your car or something. So this is it. This is what people don't think it's cheap. This is what people at wine drinking countries drink. And you should too. And for $6.99, it's really nice. Really nice. I think I've done one of these a long time ago. I don't know why I haven't gone back to it, but I'm happy I drank it. And $6.99 gets you a really good red wine with some body and some flavor and some interest. So that's it for me, Domain Dave. This was the Epicuro Puglia Primitivo 2021 from Trader Joe's. I think I mentioned $6.99 because that's pretty interesting. What do we have next? I've got a French Languedoc Pinot Noir coming up next. Another cheapie. And let's see, that's it for me, Domain Dave. Keep it cheap. Like us where you like your podcast, if you will. If there's a place to push a button, push it, please. And I thank you. I'll be talking to everybody in a couple of days, and stay cool because it's getting warm outside. So adios. Bye-bye.